What is up, Pokemon Go family? It is your boy, TheGoulGuy, back at you guys yet again with another video. Today we are looking at another team for the Open Great League for the new Season 22, and Skeledirge has just got a brand new signature move, which is pretty much Blast Burn. Also has Tourch Song. Tourch Song has now entered the play with Skeledirge for the new Calm Day, for Coco Calm Day, which is, by the way, one of my favorite Pokemons from Scarlet and Violet. Literally was my starter, which is amazing Pokemon. Ghost Fire, pretty much one of my favorite typings as well. But anywho, that is basically what we're going to be working with. We're going to be building a team around Skeledirge, and I'm going to be showing you how the team worked out. Essentially, from PV Poke says that Torch Song and Shadow Ball is essentially one of the best moves for Skeledirge. So essentially, I built a whole bunch of Skeledirges. I kept Blast Burn on a whole bunch of other ones, but for this one in particular, we have a shiny here that essentially has Torch Song and as well has Shadow Ball. Torch Song essentially is a fire type move that essentially can boost your attack, and you know, obviously you'll be able to do more damage with your Incinerate and as well as the Shadow Ball and even Torch Song itself. It's pretty much a Rage Fist, but just for, you know, fire type Pokemon, which is very great, an amazing move for Skeledirge. Now we have the team built around Credilli and as well Guzzlord. Guzzlord is a dark type, of course, that's going to be able to take care of other dark types, as well any other ghost types that we come across, because unfortunately Skeledirge has a lot of issues in this new meta, as it is a fire and ghost type. So there's a lot of water types that are buffed in the meta, like Lapras, Blastoise, and as well there's a lot of ghost types buffed in the meta, like Dusclops, Spiritomb, a whole bunch of other ghost types that are, like, you know, buffed in this meta. So, and you know, a lot of them that also have, and also, you know, ground types, of course. So yeah, so pretty much Skeledirge is working against a whole lot of opposition. So essentially Credilli is there to take out any of the water types, or, you know, basically any of the water types. Credilli is there for that, also with rock coverage, which is very nice. And we also have Guzzlord that can also take care of any of the water types, as it is a part dragon type, and since it is part dark, it can also take care of, you know, of course, all the ghost types. So pretty much that is the team. That is what we're going to be working with here today. Let me show you the IVs of everything, of course, how we do with every video, and then we'll start the battle. So first and foremost, we got our Guzzlord here, our Great League Guzzlord. IVs aren't the best. I only got one, so, you know, had to do what I had to do. Dragon Tail, Sludge Bomb, and Brutal Swing is the recommended moveset for Guzzlord. Sludge Bomb, really good for good coverage against the, you know, fairy types. Brutal Swing, of course, really good, fast, dark move. And of course, Dragon Tail as the quick move. Pretty neutral around the board for the most part. Then we also have our Credilli. Credilli, pretty much one of my favorite Pokemon, I want to say, this season, with the new Rock Tomb buff. IVs, pretty decent for PvP. We got Bullet Seed, Rock Tomb, and as well as Grass Knot for that one. So Rock Tomb for the debuff, Grass Knot obviously for the grass move coverage. And then last but not least, we have our Skeledirge, which, as you can see here, a whole bunch of Skeledirges built. Got a couple 98s as well, which is awesome. But this is our shiny Great League Skeledirge. I actually looked this up. It's actually not that bad for the IVs that it actually has. For the IVs that it actually has, it's not actually bad for a Great League, which is interesting because it's dang near almost a hundo, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, we ended up building this one up. We got Incinerate, Torch Song, and as well as Shadow Ball for this guy. And as I said, Well, this is our original one, but I do have another one here. This is a rank 11 that has Incinerate, Blast Burn, and as well as Torch Song still there. So essentially, if I wanted an all fire type, I still have it, but we are going to be doing fire and dark type today. But anyway, let us get into the battles. Let's go without further ado. It took me a while to actually get a team together for Skeledirge. I had to figure out what exactly would work properly for the Skeledirge, and Guzzlord was just amazing for this. But anyway, we got Guzzlord versus the Malamar. They switch into a fairy type, and that is why we have the Skeledirge in the back here. Skeledirge is going to be able to wall majority of what the Clefable is going to be able to throw at us. Which is nice. Swift coming through, not doing that much damage, of course. We get to the Torch Song. We're going to be throwing the Torch Song, going to be buffing our attacks here. I could have possibly even farmed down just a little bit more, just so I can just get that one hit off. Unfortunately, they do get another charge move off, and it's going to be a Moonblast. Moonblast coming through. Still not effective, but super strong. They switch into the Gastrodon. Of course, Gastrodon going to be a hard counter to our Skeledirge as a Mud Slapper. We're going to be using Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball at least going to get a shield, and we do end up getting a shield, which is very nice. We quick swap into the Credilli before they can farm down the rest of the Skeledirge, just in case we need that Skeledirge in the back. So yeah, here they use the shield. We're gonna use a shield here. I was hoping. Okay, so yeah, it was a water pulse. I was thinking they were gonna bait us with the body slam, but they actually end up throwing a water pulse, which would have been done a decent amount of damage. But I probably could have taken it regardless. I probably shouldn't have shielded. It's fine. All right, we're gonna try to get to another grass knot before they end up switching, but they do end up getting to another charge move here. We are not gonna be shielding this one. And it is another water pulse. Water pulse bringing us to the red, but we can get to this seed bomb. Let's see if the seed bomb lands or they end up using their... Oh, nope, that is it. Cool. And then last but not least, they have their Malamar in the back. We switch back into our Guzzlord. Guzzlord's going to be able to get to those brutal swings really fast, but we do have to be cautious of the Malamar getting to the superpower. But it's going to need multiple charge moves to actually take out our backline, because of course we still have literally two Pokemon in the red in the back. So I believe they're charging up to try to get there. And we still have a shield, by the way, so they probably want to get to probably two superpowers as well. They get to one superpower, but I believe Dragon Tail is going to definitely be able to take out the Malamar there. And GG's to my opponent. But that is why Guzzlord is just so good, man. It's so fat. Like, Dragon Tail does a good amount of decent neutral damage to most Pokemon. It's a dark type Pokemon, so of course with all the side wave users, it negates most of the quick moves, which is nice. Brutal Swing does not take that long to get to, and if there is a fairy, essentially you do have the sludge bomb to actually, you know, cover it, which is very nice. We got Guzzlord versus Jumpluff here. Jumpluff, of course, going to do some good damage with its Fairy Wind move. I was trying to get to the Sludge Bomb. They ended up getting their charge move before we do. Let's see what it is. It is Energy Ball, which is weird because, of course, with Energy Ball, we are a dragon, essentially, so grass type moves aren't really super effective. So kind of weird that they decided to go that route. We get off the Sludge Bomb before we switch into our Credilli. And then, alright, so they're going to be able to get us, well, basically hit us with a charge move here. Probably an Ice Beam. And it is an Ice Beam. We end up blocking that Ice Beam. Probably could throw Rock Tomb, but at this point, I mean, Grass Knot is pretty much going to KO it. So, pretty much what we want to do is just build up to 2 Grass Knots here. Gonna try to throw 2 Grass Knots here. Oh, they end up blocking 1, but we are ready to throw another Grass Knot. Let's see if they let it go or they shield the second one. Let's see if they end up shielding the second one. If they do end up shielding the second one, that's perfect for me because I believe I can take another Ice Beam. I probably shouldn't have shielded, but definitely could have took another Ice Beam and probably farmed the rest of the way down. Either farm the rest of the way down or basically take it out. Oh, they switch back into the Jumpluff here. I tried to catch the move onto our Skeledirge, but unfortunately they do end up getting to the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace still not doing that much damage, and we do end up banking some charge energy onto our Credilli, which is very nice. Now with the jump off here, basically they only have Aerial Ace that's going to do a decent amount of damage here. But yeah, we're pretty much going to be able to like either farm it all the way down or boost our attack with this Torch Song, which looks like we're going to do here. Torch Song pretty much going to take out the rest of the jump bluff here, and with boosted energy, let's see what they bring in. They bring in the Golurk. I don't believe they have any more shields left. Golurk, if they did have shields, definitely would have been dangerous, but they don't. Shadow Ball is going to one-hit KO the Golurk, which is going to be very nice. They bring in the Azumarill, and we're just going to bring in the Guzzlord. I really should have just brought in the Credilli and used the C-Bomb that I had already there, but I wanted to waste the rest of the energy on the actual Guzzlord from the Azumarill. And we do get to our Grass Knot. I don't know why I said C-Bomb. I said C-Bomb the whole time. Grass Knot. We do get to the Grass Knot onto the Credilli, and Credilli should be KOing the Azumarill. Let's go. Let us go. But yeah, Skeledirge, an amazing Pokemon if you can cover all of its weaknesses. Which, as I said, it's literally all the ground types and essentially all the ghost types. So if you have like a decent like dark type Pokemon that you use between Malamar, Morpeko, Mandibuzz, something like that, and you match it up with a grass type Pokemon, Superior, Jumpluff, obviously I'm using Credilli here, then you should be fine with Skeledirge. But as I said, Skeledirge does have some issues. Alright, so now we got Guzzlord versus the Drapion. Drapion gonna hit us with the Crunch. Crunch doing a decent amount of damage, but we don't get a debuff, which is very nice. We could be hitting it with a Brutal Swing since it is a Shadow Pokemon, but we're just gonna hit it with the Sludge Bomb, see if we could do the most amount of damage. I don't believe Brutal Swing would have done as much damage, but we do end up taking it out there. And then they bring in a Primeape. Now, Primeape is going to be a little tricky just because of the fact, obviously, it's really quick to get to those. Rage Fists. So we do have to be cautious of this. First Rage Fist, we are not going to be blocking, just because it doesn't do as much damage as the second Rage Fist would do. So second Rage Fist coming through. Definitely going to be blocking that one. We do resist a Karate Chop, which is very nice. They bring in a Furret. We're going to be using Torch Song. And Torch Song doing a decent amount of damage. Not exactly half yet, but that's fine. We switch into the Credilli. Trying to throw that Rock Tomb, see if we can debuff the actual the Furret there, but unfortunately we can't. They're going to be throwing a Trailblaze. It's a non-stab Trailblaze, and it's the first Trailblaze they had, so don't need to shield that. That's fine. Going to be throwing a Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb basically almost KOing there, but we are able to get a little bit of farm, which is nice. Let's see if we can get to a charge move before they get to theirs, and we do get to the Grass Knot before they end up getting to the charge move, but they do have, I believe, still 2 shields left, so I do have to be cautious of that. Let's see if I can get to another one. No, I cannot. But they have double Rage Fists built up right now, so I do have to be super cautious of this. But one Incinerate, one Incinerate should KO, and they knew what was up, and we had one more shield left as well. So that Incinerate would have connected, and it definitely would have KO'd their Primeape. So, Credilli did what it needed to do to actually lower the attack enough for us to do what we needed to do, man. But yeah, I'm so happy that Skeledirge is getting like new buffs and everything like that. I wish it came at a time where, of course, fire Pokemon were a little bit more on top. But it is A-okay. We're still making it work. Alright, we got Guzzlord versus the Blastoise. Blastoise looking super cool with its glasses. Freaking awesome. Alright, so we are going to be able to get off a Brutal Swing here. Just going to spam it with the Brutal Swing spam. I don't know how much a Sludge Bomb would have done in equivalence there, but we are going to be able to at least get to another Brutal Swing really fast, which is nice. They end up using Skull Bash. I was cautious because they definitely would have thrown a Hydro Cannon a lot sooner, especially since rollout. With rollout, you do get to your charge moves a lot faster. So I was very cautious of the Skull Bash. Either Skull Bash or Ice Beam. I was very cautious of whichever one. But we end up taking out and farming down the Blastoise, which is very nice. They switch into a Talonflame. We're going to resist, obviously, the Incinerate damage, and we are going to be able to spam these Brutal Swings. This is how amazing Guzzlord is in the Great League. Guzzlord basically being able to just take take all that Incinerate damage, no problem. Now they do get to their charge move here. I'm thinking in my head, do I want to shield? And I don't. I don't shield, and that's fine. Because you know what? We have our Skeledirge. Skeledirge is also going to be able to resist the Incinerate damage. But Incinerate is at least going to be able to take out their Talonflame just because of the fact is, you know, they are, yeah, they're pretty low on health already, which is fine with me. One more Incinerate, and we get a full farm down on the Talonflame, which is very nice. And we have optimal charge move energy, and they bring in a freaking Venusaur, bro. Come on. They bring in the Venusaur. Torch Song destroying the Venusaur. Insane. Venusaur had no chance. That was where Skeledirge was gonna thrive against a freaking Venusaur, bro. Let's go. Let's go. But yes, GG's to my opponent there. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, this team was really fun to use. Not gonna lie. Actually having like all this full coverage. Credilli's been my favorite since day one. So this is very nice. Might actually be a team I might consistently use throughout the season, through the Great League. We're gonna have to see. First Sidewave user, well, not I want to say first Sidewave user, probably like second Sidewave user, we've came across a Lapras. We're gonna be getting off a Brutal Swing here, doing a decent amount of damage. Dragon Tail doing a decent amount of damage. Their quick moves are not doing that much damage. I was afraid of a Ice Beam or a Skull Bash. That is why I use a shield. They end up using Sparkling Aurea, which of course I resist. I feel a little bit foolish using the shield, but we are one shield down, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But they end up using their shield. And then they switch into a Blastoise. I don't know if this was a, like, I don't know if they meant to do this or not, but they ended up switching into another water type Pokemon as I switched in my Credilli. Credilli gonna be doing a decent amount of damage with that Grass Knot. Let's see what they end up using. Skull Bash is, of course, not non-effective. I mean, it's a very strong move, not effective. Hydro Cannon coming through, doing a decent amount of damage, at least taking us to yellow. We are able to get to another Grass Knot, but looks like they do get to their charge move again. I was thinking maybe I could take another Hydro Cannon, which potentially I could have probably taken another Hydro Cannon, but I wanted my Credilli to stay alive here. And we are not going to hit any bubbles because we want to make sure we have enough charge move energy for the Lapras. If they bring the Lapras back in, let's see if they do. Do they bring the Lapras back in? Oh, no, they don't. They have Sableye. Now, Sableye, pretty deadly Pokemon here. Sableye is pretty strong Pokemon. I'm actually building a Shadow Sableye right now. I completely forgot Sableye has this Dazzling Gleam this season. I completely forgot about that. And that is why I switched into the freaking I switched into the Guzzlord because I thought I was going to be safe. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Sableye is going to be good against Ghost types and Dragon types. So yeah, definitely going to be a deadly Pokemon to be going against in season 20. And as you can see, or 22, and as you can see already, pretty much that Sableye threw a huge wrench into the game plan here, as it's basically farming us down and basically getting to the charge move here. We literally had the advantage. We were on top for a second. If I did not use a shield in the beginning of the game, I potentially could have won this game. And also too, obviously, if I remembered to use a shield, you know, when it came across, because I probably wouldn't use the shield even when I had it going up against the Sableye. But yeah, definitely with the shield advantage, that definitely would have helped out for sure. But we ended up losing that game. That's fine. We win 4 out of our 5 games here, getting a tiny Teddiursa, which is super funny, getting us to rank 7. There it is. But yeah, there we go. But that is Skeledirge in the Open Great League with the new move Torch Song. Torch Song, very fun move to use in the game. I like how it has a whole new animation as well. But yeah, that is it. Let me know what you guys think of the team down below. What do you guys think of, or have you tried Skeledirge in the Open Great League in this new season? Let me know down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, definitely like and subscribe to the channel and comment down below with your thoughts. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.